We now find the displacement function s of t by finding the antiderivative of this velocity function given by v of t equals 1 plus 4 e power 2t. So we write the displacement function s of t, and this equals the antiderivative of the velocity function v of t dt. So let's replace the velocity function in this integral. So here we have integral of 1 plus 4 e power 2t dt. Now this can be split into two integrals as integral of 1 dt plus integral of 4 e power 2t dt. We can simplify this further. This is integral of 1 dt plus we can factor the constant 4 out of the integral. So it becomes 4 times of integral of e power 2t dt. Now the antiderivative of 1 dt is basically t. And to integrate this e power 2t, we will use the u substitution. That is, I'm going to let u equals 2t. And therefore, if we find the derivative on both sides, we get du equals 2 times dt. That is, we can solve for dt. And dt equals du over 2. So we are going to replace this dt as du over 2 and 2t as u. So let's do it over here. It becomes the we are finding the antiderivative of e power 2t dt, and so after the u substitution, this becomes e power 2t is replaced as u, and dt is replaced as du over 2. So we can take the half out of the integral, and this becomes half of e power u du. Now this equals half e power u because the antiderivative of e power u is e power u, and this equals, we can do the back substitution for u, so it becomes a half e power u is replaced as 2t. So I'm going to put this result over here, that is half e power 2t. Remember that we also have a 4 in front, so let's also put the 4 in front. That is, this one is t plus 4 times. And we should also put the constant of integration plus c. This is u substitution. So let's put this in simple form. That is, on the right side, on the left side, we have s of t. So I can rewrite s of t. This equals, we have t plus we cancel this with for 2 as 2 times. 2 times of e power 2t plus c. We now use the initial condition, that is s of 0 equals 1, so that we can determine the value of c. So we have s of 0 equals 1, that is when t equals 0, s of 0 equals 1. So replace t by 0 here, we get s of 0. This equals 0 plus 2 e power 2 times of 0 plus constant c. Replace s of 0 by 1. So this 1 equals, this one is 0. And this is e power 0 equals 1. And 2 times 1 is 2. So we get 1 equals 2 plus c. And this gives the value of c equals negative 1. So we now have to substitute the value of c into the s of t function so that we get the complete function without the constant c, the constant of integration c. That is s of t. This equals t plus we have 2 e power 2t. We now replace the value of c, which is negative 1. So this is the displacement function s of t.